Happy Wednesday, guys, and welcome back to another daily vlog. We have a very busy day today. We have a bunch of screen print transfers to print as well as a bunch of DTF transfers. So let's get the day started. We gotta get the printers up. I just finished uploading my video from yesterday, my daily vlog from yesterday. So that will be up by the time this one is up. So make sure you guys go watch that. But let's go, guys. We got a very busy day ahead of us. All right, so like I was saying, we have a very busy day. We are getting started on the screen print transfers. We were supposed to start them yesterday, but there was an issue with the screen. So we're getting those up, and then we do have to run the all three printers today because we do have just a lot of bigger orders. So while Alex is back there right now, and then I'm gonna go back and load up some of the files so we can get them ripped. But that is on the agenda today. I told you guys yesterday, either Wednesdays are a pretty average day or they're pretty busy. And I think today is gonna be a pretty busy one. So let's get these printers up. Let's go clean up a little bit on the back. I cleaned up a little yesterday, but we were kind of rushing out here towards the end. So I want to make sure that I can clean up the powder and all of anything that's on the ground, just to make sure that we keep the warehouse clean. All right, just got some files ripped for DTF printer number 3. I'm gonna actually, it's running its cleaning now, and then the DTF printer number 2 is getting loaded up with what its orders. So I'm not gonna clean that one until that file is ripped. It's got a little bit left, but DTF printer 3 does have its file ready to go. So is we're gonna load that up and then get started. Alex is already at them printing the screen print transfers. I'll show you guys a little bit about that. This is the design. Can't really see it because it's all white, but so once I get done printing or getting the files up, I'm gonna actually come over here and powder for them, because just like the DTF printers, we have to powder them. So I'm gonna go do that for him once I get these up. So we're gonna try to get these up pretty quickly. Little time check-in for you guys. It's a little bit later, probably it's about 2 right now. We are working on getting the screen prints done. Alex and I tackled a good amount. Alex did the majority of it, but it looks like we're about almost 100 in. So we do have 250 of this design, so we're getting there, but it does take both of our attention. We did get both printers up pretty seamlessly. I did have to run quite a few cleanings on printer 2, but it seems to be going pretty well right now. I'm just keeping an eye on it while we print to make sure that it continues to print well. So that's what's going on with the DTF printers. Now with the screen prints, this is the stack that we have finished right here. So I'm going to tackle some. I think Alex went into the office to maybe respond to some emails or something, or take a call. But while he's gone, I'm going to try to count out 50 more sheets. A good tip, if you do a bunch of screen print orders or you do screen printing, count out the sheets in increments. So we did 50 and then 50 more and then 50 more. And not only does it make it less daunting, it's just easier to keep track of how many you've done, especially if you're having issues with the screen, and you're not oh, did we waste 10 of them? It's just easier to keep it intact. So that's what's happening now. It's a pretty calm day in terms of orders. Again, as I say that, something's going to come in that's big, but we're just keeping an eye on them, loading them up as they go, and making sure that the clogs stay far away. I just walked through humidifiers, but yeah, that's what's going on. I did get my video scheduled, so that's going up later tonight. So really the biggest thing we have to do is just tackle the screen printing order. We wanted to, like I was telling you guys yesterday, our screen printing turnaround time is typically 3 to 5 business days unless paid for rush. So we have some time with this one because it did come in on Monday. But with it being such a big order, we do want to just make sure that we're getting ahead of schedule and getting it out. So I'm going to tackle some right now while he's answering this email, and then hopefully count out about 50 sheets. Guys, I just thought I would show you kind of how we screen print our transfers, our screen print transfers. So this is what the design looks like. It is a white design. So we're using Plastisol ink with this. You want to make sure that you get all the design covered. And then you kind of just push through the ink. It's nice because this design is bigger, so there's not a lot of small detail. And that's what it looks like. And it is mirrored because when they put the design down, it's going to go this way. So this is technically what the front of the design looks like. Time right now is about 3:18. We had to take a little break from the screen print to clean the oven of printer number 2. So basically some of the oil that was coming from the printer was drying up, and then it was getting stuck on the film. And when it got stuck on the film, it would just come out with like clumps of ink on it, or oil. So we decided to just take off the like mesh lining of the oven and then just like clean it all down, scrape it all out, get it cleaned. It took about maybe 30 minutes to do it all, but Alex and I tackled it together. So now we are back on the screen printing to get that done. We did just have one order that we do have to get up and get printed pretty fast, but it's still only like I said, 3:19. So past our cutoff time of 3 o'clock. So we won't have any more custom orders that have to be printed today, but we still have about an hour until the cutoff time for Plus, which is 4:30. So we're just keeping an eye on it. But right now everything is sitting pretty well. Printers are being pretty good besides just that like clumped up ink, but that was a pretty easy solution. So now we're gonna get back to screen printing the bigger order. We still have about, I think we're sitting at, we just finished the 50, the 180, 200, I don't know. So, or 130. So we're still, got a little bit left to go of this design. It does look like we're gonna have to change some film soon. So I'm gonna have to keep an eye on that, but just get through this day. Time is a little after 4 right now. Alex is filming for his vlog, so if you hear him, I apologize. I also don't want to be too loud. Right now, printer number 2 is printing everything. We ended up working out everything. There's been no like of the oil stuck to any of the film, so that's great. It's been running very smoothly. Printer number 3 is printing its last 22 by 60 sheet for one order, and then we do have some other ones that are getting loaded up to go on that one. Printer number 4 is still showing a little bit of the blue line, so I'm just continuing to clean it and hopefully it'll go away. It seems to like work itself out eventually, but I don't really want to wait that long. And Alex said that a lot of the time he'll do like a cleaning and then it'll have it really bad, and then he'll do another one and then it'll have it, and then the next one like won't. So I'm really just trying to get to that point where we won't have any. We haven't really printed any more transfers or screen print transfers. We've printed a couple. Here, I'll show you guys Alex doing it. It's right there. He's talking to his vlog. So make sure you go watch his. But we haven't really printed any more. I think we're at about 200 already all printed for one, so we'll have 200 tomorrow, and then just some extra. We do have a specialty print we have to print tomorrow, which is puff. If you guys don't know what puff ink is, it basically is just when we screen print transfer, we add a puff into it, like a puff additive, and that causes it, when it gets heated through the dryer, it'll kind of rise, so that when it's transferred onto the garment, it'll puff even more. So it just like gives that illusion of like a super puffy print. I don't know if you guys have seen it, but I'll try to add in a picture if I can. So we have that to do tomorrow, so we're really just trying to knock out as much as we can. My vlog just went live, so I've just been kind of checking on it to make sure it uploaded correctly and everything, so make sure you guys go watch that. But that's basically where we're at right now. We do have like 3 hours left until we have to leave for FedEx, so I really do think we'll make it, even if that one doesn't end up. I was just look at my computer. Even if this one printer 3 or 4 doesn't stop with that blue line, we should still be okay because the other 2 are basically almost done for the day. Time right now is about 5:45. I'm gonna actually fill one of the printers up with some magenta if you can hear it beeping in the background. But we have the last of the DTF transfers on the printers, and then we have we have the last of the DTF transfers, and then we just finished one design for the screen prints, so we're going to work on the next one. We'll do this at home, kids. And hopefully we can knock it out today. We still have some time, but even if it doesn't get shipped out, we just don't want to spend another full day printing them. And when we both can focus on it, it really I don't know, it goes by really fast. We're able to knock out a bunch, but it's when we have to stop for the printers or stop to load up a new design, that's when it takes a little bit. So I'm gonna actually fill. You guys can't see, here's the ink tank. I'm gonna fill, it's actually the magenta. That beeping does not go away with the it does not go away. It just keeps beeping until you fill it. So sometimes when we have headphones in, we won't even know how long it's been beeping. But sometimes if I'm doing something and I don't have my headphones on and it beeps, it's just the most annoying noise ever. This one beeps until you fill it. The DTF 3 or 4, which is the same one, doesn't beep the whole time. It eventually stops beeping. I don't know. Have some Valentine's Day prints for our customer, and then also we have a lot of Super Bowl prints being printed today. A lot of big orders today were Super Bowl prints, which I assume is coming up. I don't know. But yeah, that's what's going on. Look at the stack of screen print transfers. This is 250 screen print transfers. So we have another big stack like that, and then we might. We were talking. I told Alex we might come back after FedEx and just knock them out, but who knows? We'll have to see where we land on how many are left. Because if it's not that many, I can always finish them tomorrow. Rather than both of us, it's just we really want to get them out and not spend a whole nother day printing them. So rolling up some transfers as we go. Alex is counting out the 50 sheets and getting the next screen. So yeah, like I was telling you guys earlier, we're cutting the increments up into 50s for the transfers so that it's easier to keep count, and also just it's a lot easier to do 50 at a time rather than loading up and being we have to do 250. So doing that, checking all the powder before I go help him. Powder. Man, cleaning the DTF printers to oven and putting so much different powder and doing the screen prints, because when we print the screen prints, I feel like I've got a stuffy nose. When we print the screen prints, we use the same powder as the DTF. So that's the backing of it, and then it goes in the oven. So I feel I don't know if I have that all over my shirt. I don't know if you can see it, but that, and then I have that oil all over me, so I just don't feel very nice right now. But we're gonna knock these out. Hopefully we can get done with them and not have to come back, but if we do, that's okay. Time right now is 7:17. We are rushing basically at this point to get out the door. We just wanted to try to get as many of those done, which we ended up only having to do about 100 tomorrow, which is great, but we do have to hurry to get to FedEx because we typically leave around 7:20 and I need to cut the film still. So going to end today's vlog here, but thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you tomorrow.